Hello, vinyl community. Hi, hope you're all doing really well. Rob back for another video. Hope you all had a fabulous Easter. Plenty of merriment and good cheer, fun, and yeah, it wasn't a bad weekend, was it, weather-wise here in the UK? So yeah, that's always a bonus. Yeah, yesterday went to a record fair. Sorry, I just lost the thread there. Yeah, I went to a record fair yesterday in Stratford-upon-Avon, which I've been to several times before. Not always hits the spot. Don't always come away with many gems. Although I have been with my friend Ben before from SJ Records, and obviously he knows some of the vendors, so I've kind of hung on to his coattails and managed to get a few good deals. Unfortunately, he was away this bank holiday weekend, so he couldn't join me. So I went on my own, which was fine. And yeah, had a good rummage through. It was like managed to spend 2 hours in there. Had a really good look through everything. And it was really heaving. It was like a queue almost at the door of the leisure centre. I've never seen that before. Normally there's a kind of zigzag down into the gymnasium where they have the main event, and you normally just rack up about 10 minutes beforehand, and there's maybe half a dozen or more people in the queue, and you just go straight in. But it was a lot of people anticipating it, possibly because the weather forecast wasn't very good. As it turned out, it was actually a really nice day. But anyway, so went in. So yeah, very well attended. 60 tables, I think. So it's one of the biggest ones, certainly in Warwickshire. A lot of vendors, a lot of variety. Frustrating in some ways, because what they tend to do now is that quite a lot of the stalls that don't just sell vintage vinyl, I don't know whether this is because there's a shortage of really good secondhand vintage vinyl. What they tend to do is mix in the new reissues and bootlegs and stuff in it, and it's really, the crates, some of them are really tightly packed, and that's my biggest bugbear, because you have to kind of really dig in, and particularly if the records have those horrible old fashioned polyurethane sleeves on them that are really thick. You get that kind of, you're likely to get fogging on the records, which is just, so yeah, so hands are a bit cramped today, sort of a bit claw-like. But yeah, managed to pick up 7 records, which was good. And I've also got an online find as well, which is a brand new release. So yeah, I'm going to show that one first, actually, to be honest with you. Okay, so I often get adverts fall into my newsfeed on Facebook, quite often for new artists. I'm not sure how the algorithm works, because I'm certainly not a big country music fan. I don't go out of my way to look at country artists or seek them out deliberately. But this one just happened to fall into my feed. And yeah, the cover was really intriguing. And I played a handful of the songs from the record and really surprised myself how much I really enjoyed it. So this is Sierra Ferell, and this is her brand new album, Trail of Flowers. Lovely cover art there. That kind of really drew me in right at the start. And then you got this gatefold with all the lyrics, and Sierra on the back. So yeah, I think she's been around for a while. I don't really know an awful lot about her. Haven't done an awful lot of research. I'm sure somebody like Headley, another fat bearded man talking about records, is a huge country and Americana fan. I'm sure he's well aware of her and knows a lot of her bio and the backstory with her and all the rest of it. For me, I just go with my instincts and my ears, what I hear, and if I like what I hear, then I investigate it and buy it. Yeah, and indeed, I played a few of the songs off this and ordered it from Amazon and picked it up. Yeah, so it's on a blue vinyl, a translucent blue vinyl, which looks better when the light's shining on it, but not that I'm a huge fan of blue vinyl. It's almost like they use that as a leader, don't they, to kind of lure you in, you know. It's probably for the kids more than anything really, isn't it, I guess. But yeah, so I'm going to be honest with you, the songs that I streamed from this album prior to ordering it were the kind of really acoustic stripped back ones on side 2, like Rosemary, Lighthouse, No Letter, I'll Come Off the Mountain. All those songs I really, really liked. I thought she had a little bit of an edge in her voice. I liked the fact that they were stripped back. They weren't really, really produced. Yeah, I thought the lyrics were good, and it was just a really good listen. And I was probably, because I was in the mood for it, to be honest with you, which is sometimes the way with these things, isn't it? You know, when you listen to things for the first time, they grab you and sort of draw you in. The first side's a little bit polished, a little bit overproduced for me, if I'm honest. A couple of the songs are really good. Wish You Well is a gorgeous song, actually, really, really nice. That's probably my favourite off the first side. But yeah, not a bad listen. Sort of a little bit disappointed it wasn't perhaps more consistent to my liking. But as I say, I've only spun it a couple of times, so, you know, but glad to get into the collection anyway. So that's Sierra Ferell and Trail of Flowers. I'll probably go and sort of check out some of her back catalogue now as well. Okay, so onto the Stratford Fair finds. So as I say, I've got 7 records to show. I'll try and show them kind of in the order that I got them. So the first stall I went to is a guy he's kind of always there. He's always got very, very good records. For me, sometimes they're a little bit overpriced, and sometimes the condition isn't always great either. So, you know, I started thumbing through and I could see there was several that I really, really wanted. And I thought, yeah, I'm probably going to have a little bit of a battle on my hands here. So, yeah, so, was really, really pleased to pick these 3 up. So, first one I got, and these are all Richard Thompson titles that I didn't have, or the third one I did, but it was an upgrade. So this is his debut. So this is introducing Henry the Human Fly. So this is from 1972, I guess, on his departure from Fairport Convention. And I've never heard this album. I've heard a lot of Richard Thompson and obviously an awful lot of Fairport Convention. So I kind of trust, usually put a lot of trust in, particularly his early works. A lot of his 70s stuff I'm very familiar with, but for some reason this one I've never listened to. And in the bundle of the 3, I managed to get it for a decent price. So this is on Original Island label. yeah, really looking forward to giving this a spin. It's in nice condition. Vinyl's pretty good, so it's good VG++, I'd say. So yeah, that's Richard Thompson and Henry the Human Fly is David from '72. And then I also picked up this, which is one that I've seen several times, and I don't know why I've never picked it up, because it's a really lovely album. I think this was the sequel to I Want to See the Bright Lights Tonight. I think this is 74, 75, was it? This is Hokey Pokey. So another one with his wife, Linda Thompson. And yeah, really, really nice. Listen, this. I streamed this a little while back. It's got probably one of my favorite Richard Thompson songs on, Heart Needs a Home. The version on the tribute album, Beat the Retreat, which Sean Colvin and Loudon Wainwright do, is just, it's just devastatingly beautiful song. Absolutely fantastic. And in a way, I probably prefer it to this, but Linda just sings it beautifully anyway. I mean, it's a fabulous song. I love the title track as well. Never Again, One Man Inside a Young Man. And of course, his lyrics are just so clever as well, with Richard Thompson. So you just get the whole package. You get the music, the musicianship, the wonderful lyricism. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Listen, the original inner and lyrics. The frustrating thing with this is that actually, and this is sometimes the way when you go to record fairs, is that I fully intended to try and pick this up when I went there. And then after I'd left the store, I saw another store opposite that was selling it as well. And it was an absolute mint copy that was like less than this. Although I suspect that it was a reissue, so it wasn't an original copy. But yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? So, okay, and then the third one I picked up to get the deal was an upgrade, and this one is, I think, also from '75. So this is Pour Down Like Silver. This is a fabulous record, absolutely wonderful. Picture of Linda there as well. Yeah, so this is kind of when they go into a kind of spiritual phase, and just, yeah, there's very kind of introspective kind of songs. Just, yeah, Beat the Retreat is fabulous. There's just not a bad song on this. I think the Dimming of the Day, the last song, is just utterly beautiful. Just one of the most beautiful, delicate songs I think that he's ever written. For me, that's probably when I like Richard Thompson the most, when he's being like a little less, a little more understated, perhaps. But yeah, just fabulous, fabulous album. I don't think you can really go wrong with Richard Thompson at that period of his career. Okay, then completely different. Went on to another stall, and had a lot of psych and prog stuff, a lot of which was either too expensive or stuff I wasn't particularly interested in. And I picked up this, but I don't think it was the one that I was actually thinking of. This is Jade Warrior. So this is the kind of progressive kind of prog band, British prog band. And they did a series of albums. This one's called Waves. This is a US press from '75. Excuse me, I think this one came out on that Antilles label. Because I think there was 3 that they did around 74, 75, 76, and they've all got very, very similar sleeves. And then I think when I Wikipedia'd them and went through their discography, I think it's actually the one before this one, the one where he's on a kind of magic carpet. And that's the one that I really, really liked. I remember when Ben had a load of them in from a collection and kind of listening to them. But I still think this is going to be a decent listen, even though it's not I don't think it's the one that I really wanted. But so yeah, it's just 2 parts. You got Waves 1, Waves 2. Very atmospheric, very kind of percussive. Yeah, engineered by Tom Newman. Of course, worked with Mike Oldfield, and is now a film. Does a lot of film soundtracks and so on as well. So yeah, but pleased to pick it up, and it was pretty cheap. This was, so happy with that. Okay, and then another real cheapie. It's one I've kind of been looking for. I've got a few of theirs. This is one that I've never bought because I've never found it in the condition that I've wanted it. But this is an absolutely and literally mint copy. I don't think it's ever been played. Incantation and Dance of the Flames. So it's a British band that sort of very influenced by kind of Peruvian panpipe music, or sort of Andean music. This is one of their early albums from 1983 with the kind of booklet stapled into the middle. And I normally see this and it's absolutely trashed, or the booklet is just kind of pulled to bits and or kind of separated from the album. It's come from a house of schmurkers. Yeah, definite strong smell of tobacco there. But yeah, I really like their stuff. It's just really nice to listen to late at night. It's very relaxing, and that's great. I think it was a £5, and it's just mint condition. The record itself is a bit dirty. There's no scratches on it. Just needs a decent clean. Okay, and okay, and then the last one. Really, really pleased to find this. Not only because of the title, but at the money that I paid for it, because I've seen this when it's complete, and it normally goes for at least double what I paid for it. It's an album that I used to have years ago in my collection, back in the day when you could pick vinyl up for next to nothing. And yeah, like an idiot, I sold it and always regretted it. And over the last certainly 5 or 6 years, I've been on the hunt for a decent, affordable copy to replace it. And finally, I found one. And it's Haw Quinn's wonderful second album, In Search of Space. So this is the original 1971 release, with the fold-out cover. And it's got a little bit of a ding on the corner there, but I've seen them quite often like that. It's not major, it's not likely to split. The spine itself is in really nice condition. Often this is all split round here, or it's ripped because of stickers or whatever. So obviously this, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already. This kind of opens up. to reveal the record inside and the album itself, with sort of all the photos of the band there, and all the credits and lyrics on there. And it's just a fantastic listen. Stasia on the back there, the naked dancer that they used to have back in the day. I did check the record. The guy asked me as I pulled it out, he says, "Oh, you interested in it then, mate?" Well, obviously, because I'm pulling it out and examining it in the light. So the reason I was examining it so closely is because it was really cheap. But as you can see, the shine on it there, it's in really, really lovely condition. There's some superficial marks on it, but no scratches. I mean, I've seen this and it's been absolutely wrecked. And, you know, quite often you see it and it isn't complete. And of course it came with the all-important logbook as well. So this is like a kind of, I guess, a bit of a fanzine kind of thing that was put together by Robert Calvert. So there's kind of a lot of kind of gobbledygookery and sort of space hippie stuff in there, with pictures. There's a couple of little tears on it because it's quite thin. It's like a kind of like a magazine, but none of it's missing. You know, it's quite often I've seen these and they're, even if they have this in it, it's ripped to pieces or pages falling out. So yeah, really, really pleased to pick that up. And I even got money off it as well. I negotiated money off it. So delighted to finally get that back in the collection, because it's certainly one of their finest albums. So yeah, that was it, guys. Really, really pleased with that haul. And yeah, don't know whether I'm going to be next back on. I'm supposed to be going and seeing a record collection from somebody from my wife's drama group. Unfortunately, her father died. He lives up in Wigan, and he was a movie and media collector. He had like an online shop, and like things like movie posters and DVDs and quite a lot of vinyl, 200 or 300 records. I believe there's some soundtracks and stuff in there. They're now down here in a lockup near Stratford. So when his daughter is available, I'm going to go down and take a look and see what they're like. I've got no idea what to expect. As I said, he was a big movie fan, so there may well be some interesting film soundtracks in there. I don't know, but I've got first dibs on it. So once I do get to have a look at that and decide, I've been through them, decide what I'm going to buy, then obviously I will be subsequently showing those. But yeah, may well do another video in the meantime if I pick up any more records or whatever. So anyway, guys, look after yourselves, take care, and yeah, hopefully see you soon. All right, cheers, all the best, bye-bye.